You're listening to
Don't Take This Personally, a podcast about the business of creativity.
We are your hosts, wedding photographers, entrepreneurs, and friends, Cami Oliveria.
And Gabe Conover. Now let's get into it.
Let's get into it. And don't take it personally, whatever we're about to say.
Yes.
Don't. Do not take this personally.
Hi, everyone.
Hi! Are we recording there?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going.
We are recording.
We are recording. Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. We're doing something a little different today.
We're going to be a little different today, but first of all, I just want to ask listeners, what did you think of our guest episodes that came out? More's coming. That's not it.
Yeah, that's not it. We had 3 in a row. I was pretty crazy.
We're just doing a little check-in. What did
Yeah.
you think about the long episodes? Did you like that?
You can message us your thoughts
Were they
and
too
feelings.
much?
Were they too much? No, they were just enough.
Oh my god. Okay, well,
Cami was just over here flirting with all of our guests the entire time, so.
I'm a creep for sure. There's no doubt about that. But before we get started and we'll fill you in on what we're doing today, I just want to read a review.
This is what some podcasts do, apparently.
Yeah.
So we just feel like we really want to fit in.
We just really
So
want to
this
fit in,
crowd.
and I want to start reading reviews.
Yeah, so this is all of the great stuff people have to say about us.
Okay, we're going to do one a week starting now.
Yay.
Unless we run out. So keep reviewing so we don't run out. Okay, this is 5 stars. Do you know how to say her name?
Valerie. Yeah, Valerie Lenve.
Lenve. Oh, that's...
She's also my client.
I know. So,
I love
okay,
her.
spoiler
Valerie,
alert.
we love you.
From
What?
Valerie Lenve. A+, great job, super pod is the title of the review. A+, great job, super pod.
That's the name of our new name of our podcast.
Yeah. Love this pod. It's not only super helpful and funny, their laughs make me laugh, but it genuinely feels like you're in the room with 2 of your friends. Cami and Gabe are so knowledgeable and talented. Not just saying this, I hired Gabe for my own wedding and went to his workshop. But what about me, Valerie? And don't just give you usual empty tips like just be your authentic self, but provide tangible skills to truly help in business and photography. Listen, that was a great review.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, that
love
was
you,
awesome.
Val.
Okay, now reading reviews might be like my new favorite thing. That's
We
gonna
should
be
just
really
have a whole
fun.
episode review. We won't do that to you guys, don't worry.
We won't do that. So we're doing something a little different today.
Yeah. Long story short, Cami and I are dead. Literally
might be deceased.
completely burnt out.
We are super burnt out. We are on the struggle
We
bus
are on our last
hard.
stretch.
I haven't even had lunch yet, and we're drinking margaritas.
We are drinking margaritas. I'm so nervous to spill it.
But they're so beautiful.
They are.
They're so beautiful. Okay, wow.
Sorry.
That fucking slurp.
This is our first class, you guys.
Yeah, it's true. I've only had like 3 sips.
Same.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do today.
Mm-hmm.
We know if you're in the wedding industry, you have to feel how Gabe and I feel. And sometimes I think I'm the only one struggling right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hear and see other people talk about how they're doing, and it makes me feel less alone.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we're going to do today. We're just going to do a real chat check-in for the 2 of us.
Yeah.
And we have no notes for this. We didn't prep a dang thing. We were sitting around the prep table for like an hour and a half, just being like, what do we talk about? What we don't even know. We're really struggling right now. And every topic idea we would present just kept coming back to how much we're struggling right now.
Yes.
So we just thought it's time to just chit chat about that.
Yeah, and hopefully you all can just, relate to us a little bit, and like Cami was saying, realize that you aren't alone in all of this. Something that Cami said a few episodes back, it really resonates with me right now, and I keep telling people this. We're like, we were talking about how last year was such a struggle, and Cami said something like, yeah, but this year is just as much of a struggle. We're still surviving this year. It's a different type of surviving because we have work, but we're just overwhelmed and we're like not used to what we used to do.
Yeah.
So I keep trying to remind myself of that.
Not only are we in a different kind of struggle and we're overwhelmed with work. We've been overwhelmed with work before.
Yes.
But never right after a year of no work,
Right.
plus being scared of our own basic survival, plus being scared our businesses were going to fall apart, while also trying to like cater to clients and be good business owners and be empathetic and sympathetic and understanding.
Right.
And like,
Right.
it has been so challenging. So to go from that to the busiest year of our lives that we weren't prepared for, it's just not normal. And
Right.
we just need to acknowledge that it's not normal. So I'm just going to say, how are you? Gabriel, how are you?
You know, at the end of the day, I'm actually doing really good right now, and from like excited for where things are going.
Cool.
But I'm just so ready to have a life again, because the last 2 months, June and July, I still have 5 more weddings, and it's the 21st today.
Oh my God.
So in total, June and July, I have 18, which if you're not in the wedding industry, that is a shit ton.
That's a lot. I mean, if you think about it, some people only shoot like 20 a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So
think
imagine
about
that in 2 months. Anyway, and on top of that too, like 6 or 7 of them were out of town. So there were days where I literally went from shooting one wedding to driving from that wedding to the airport
That's the
to
craziest
catch
shit
a
I've
flight.
ever heard.
Yeah.
I can't believe you did that.
And then another wedding where I had a wedding here, went home, tried to sleep for a couple hours, had to get up at 4 because I had a flight at 6 for another wedding that day in Idaho.
Well, and the thing is, in normal years, you would not have chosen
No.
that.
In normal
But-
years, I wouldn't have done this.
And that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like, it's so crazy. And in a way, we didn't really choose.
Right.
Like, we had no choice but to be extremely ultra flexible, which
Right.
no regrets about. I would do that a million times over in
Right.
our situation that we were all in the last year. But, you know, like, I'm gonna be straight up that, like, I don't like shooting double wedding weekends.
Yeah, me neither.
And because of the situation, I could not be picky like that.
Yeah.
Like, people were rescheduling their wedding, and if I happened to be available, we had to accept it.
Right.
And so I'm tired for sure, you know? Like, you wouldn't have made your schedule like that
Plus,
if you had control.
yeah. Plus, you're like I was in a mode of frantically booking more too, because you don't know which ones we're actually going to go through,
Oh my gosh,
especially
I
over
way
the last year and a
overbooked
half.
my year because I
Yeah.
thought half of them were going to move.
Yeah. And then they didn't.
Well, a lot of mine did still. Like,
really?
Next year I have still a ton of postponements, like 10.
No.
So I'm glad I overbooked a little bit, but yeah, man. So like, how are you? Okay, so you feel like you don't have a life. You're just working
Yeah,
nonstop.
but at the light at the end of the tunnel is there. Like, I see it, because after next weekend's wedding, so I have 2 this weekend and 3 next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
After next weekend's weddings, it's pretty much like 1 a weekend for the rest of the year,
Yeah.
which is wonderful.
I love
like that's
that.
ideal.
Yep.
That's so nice.
So normal.
So normal. Like, I'm
normal.
okay having 1 weekend day
Yeah.
not available.
One work
but I
and
just
then
want
one weekend
one
day.
to
Yeah.
hang with friends and
Yeah,
see people
same.
and be with my family.
Yeah. People
And-
forget we sacrifice a lot. Like,
Yeah.
if we have multiple weddings each weekend, like, I don't see my friends, and then my friends have like normal 9 to 5s
Yeah.
during the week.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a big sacrifice. So it's been tough.
It has been tough, but like I said, I'm more at this like physical exhaustion than I am at a like mental exhaustion. I'm definitely feeling a lot like in a much healthier place, like with my other business, with Good Times. I'm like feeling really, really, really good about
Cool.
where I'm headed with photography and like what's next and the ideas I have for the future. I'm feeling really good about. I just, I'm trying to like, again, take the advice that you were giving in recognizing that we are still surviving this year too, and that it's okay if we don't get to all of the exciting things that we might have planned as soon as we want. And I'm a very impulsive person, so that's really hard
Like,
for
when
me.
you have a new idea, you want to act
I want to
quickly.
make it happen right away. And that's why last year was pretty cool for me in a way, because I had the time to act, whereas normally I don't.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just like, I have so many ideas.
Yeah.
So many things I want to do, but I can't do them quite yet. So
Anything you'll share here, or is that top secret?
no. I mean, I'm definitely starting to head in a different direction as far as photography goes. I love weddings, don't get me wrong, and I know I will continue to do them at some capacity, but especially now that I'm taking on more of an entrepreneur role, I have multiple businesses. I hope to open more in the near-ish future, but I also am just really trying to like step back and look at the things that I'm really passionate about and what I can do to make my job, like, again, something like that. I'm already passionate about my job, like, but there's also potential for me to be even more passionate about it because I love fashion and I love creative direction and like style and stuff like that, styling. So, and I have this studio at my fingertips, it's literally incredible. Mine. Yeah. I have this stuff like literally right in front of me.
Yeah.
And now is the perfect time for me to act on something like that if it's something I'm interested in, which it is something I'm very, very interested in. And if you do follow me on Instagram, you might notice that I've been doing a lot more creative shoots and like creative styling.
So cool.
And I'm just excited for when in the next month when I'll have a lot more time for that to see kind of where that takes me and
that lines up so perfectly with what we were talking about with Blake last week.
Literally, yeah.
Literally.
You're right.
Is that what like sparked that or was that already on your radar?
It has always been on my radar a little bit, but I think that I pushed it back a lot because I wasn't taking my own advice. It's one of those things where it's like, well, I've never been involved in that community, so how do I get into it? How do I start? And I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you, Gabe? You literally weren't in the wedding community.
The same way you to start weddings.
You literally now you have a podcast in the wedding, industry. Like, come on, you just did that 3 years ago. Why can't you do it again?
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I need to remember who I am and like the stuff that I'm good at, which is really just like networking and getting myself out there.
Damn straight.
And so those are the things that I need to just take advantage of. And I think that talking with all of our guests this last few weeks and then like just kind of having the studio at my fingertips and like doing just a couple of those shoots already has just made me realize like, Gabe, this is something that you totally could do. So just do it.
Absolutely.
So here we go.
Oh my gosh, awesome.
With that said, I'm going to do it.
Do it. So through all the wedding madness of the last few months, how have you been avoiding burnout? Or how have you been like keeping yourself healthy?
Taking my vitamins every morning.
Great.
Thanks Michelle for helping me with that.
Yeah,
shout out.
Yeah.
I took health as far as travel goes a lot more seriously this time than I've ever taken it.
Cool.
As far as like taking vitamins and like really like being on top of eating good things. And
like we can't afford to be unwell.
I literally cannot afford to be unwell. Yeah, that was I was like, it was more out of fear that I was doing it. Like, you literally can't be sick right now.
Like, we can't be sick at weddings right now.
Let's not.
I used to be able to, like, oh my God. I mean, I've talked about this in previous episodes, but, like, in past years in my depths of burnout where I, like, had pneumonia and was so sick and stuff. There was one year I was sick for 6 months straight. Ugh. I would just, like, take like double the dose of Dayquil, chug a Red Bull, and no one knew I was sick. But then I was so sick, and it just every week would just keep compounding. Like, I would travel again and then get more sick, and then I would maybe take like one step forward and then 8 steps back when I'd get like sick again. And we cannot do that now. Like, you cannot show up to a wedding sick right now.
No, you cannot.
So there is a lot of pressure with these travel weddings that we've both been having to do to like, you cannot be sick. I've never taken my health more seriously ever.
I've never eaten more protein in my entire life. Which is a good thing. It is a good thing.
I know you don't like eating protein.
No, I don't. I really don't. I'm like, it's the last thing I want to eat.
Alcohol kills bacteria, right? A cocktail a day keeps the doctor away.
Is that a cheers moment? When COVID was first going on, my grandma was like taking a shot of like, I don't know, vodka or something every single day. Yeah. She's like, it's killing everything. And I'm like, Grammy, I've never heard of you even taking a sip of anything.
Awesome. So, okay, eating protein, taking vitamins.
And then, honestly, just having honest conversations with Michelle and with the people in my life that hey, I'm not going to exist for a little bit and it'll be over, and when it's over everything will be great, but right now I'm just not going to exist for a little bit. And it's not as much with Michelle, it's mostly with everyone else, but right now it's like I work all day. I try to get the sneaks out. I try to get galleries out on time. Luckily, my clients have been so wonderful this
People have
last
been
year.
really understanding this year,
I mean,
haven't they?
honestly, if they aren't, then I would have been even
But,
more mad than normal.
In past years, I get more, in past years, I would get more emails and texts like, where are my photos?
Yeah.
Just checking in. No one has said that to me this year.
No one has said that to me either.
No one has even asked.
No,
It's so
I'm the one that
nice.
says something.
I'm the
like,
one who's
hey,
like, I want you to know they're coming.
They're coming.
Yeah.
I'm like a couple days late. I'm so sorry. And people are okay with that. And like, it's hard for me because I hold my like business integrity. I hold that so high. And like, if I make a commitment, I'm gonna keep it.
I mean, we're both obsessed with our work.
Right.
Yeah,
and this is like the first time where I'm like, I literally can't. I want to, but I can't. It's literally impossible.
Like, are you
and everyone is so
like a
kind.
day late on like contract deadlines and not freaking out about it?
Oh yeah. And it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. It's more my word that I give people. My contract deadlines are higher than my word.
Yeah, same.
But right now, it's so I'm not missing any contract deadlines, but I tell people that I'm going to give them it.
Yeah,
at a certain
I'm in
point,
the
and
same
I'm just
situation
like,
where I'll
hey.
say your photos will be back with 4 to 6 weeks, but it's
Exactly.
really been like the 8-week contract.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And everyone is so nice.
It's
They'll
fine.
text me and they'll say, no, Gabe, like just take care of yourself. And I'm like,
I know people are being really awesome this year.
will.
Yeah, I will. So, okay, you're just, telling your people you're not going to exist really. So, do you find that you're just working a normal amount and just like whatever you get done in that time is what you get done and you're okay being late? Or are you just like working way more?
I'm not working. That's a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
I'm working
Like I guess
more.
I'm asking, are you still maintaining like work hour boundaries and like whatever you happen to get done is just what you get done?
When my body is telling me that I need to be done, I'm listening to it for sure. But I'm also working more than I would like to.
Yeah.
But when my body says you're done, I mean, like I've talked in past episodes about how like it's literally impossible for me to carry on. Cammy can push through that somehow. I think that's crazy. But
oh yeah, like when I get burnt out, I just keep working.
You just
harder,
keep going.
Whereas like you stop.
Exactly, because I literally can't. Like I would like it would probably take me an hour to edit one photo.
Wow.
So,
again, I think that's incredible that you can like tap into that and you're so aware of how you're actually doing. I think that's
this is why I wouldn't have done good in college. This is why I dropped out, because there's deadlines and stuff like that, and like there's a point for me where I just can't continue anymore. And I know the people that do really well in college are people like my older brother who can literally, he will meet every deadline.
Yeah, I was
he will
great at
study.
college.
Like I knew you were gonna say that
Yeah.
too, because of how you are, you're able to push through when you're
I could
so
ignore
done.
all basic needs and functions for myself and just fucking get it done and stay up all night if I needed to, and then that carried into my professional life, but like that's not sustainable.
Exactly.
Like I'm not 20 anymore.
No,
I
it's
can't
true.
stay up all
Yeah.
night. And I remember there was a time when I used to think 5 hours of sleep was a lot of sleep.
Oh my gosh,
being like,
Cammy.
me in 5 hours. I remember when I would like in college, I'd set my alarm and it was 5 hours from the time I was going to bed, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be getting so much sleep tonight. Whereas like now, if I get less than 8, I'm not nice.
I used to like take pride in the fact that like, oh, I only need 6.
That's why did
I'm
you
sorry, you're
used
so
to be
stupid.
proud of that? Like, no, rest is awesome. Sleep is awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh my god, how did we get here? I wonder if they're gonna like this episode. As I take another sip of my margarita.
Yes, if you're listening to this at home, maybe make yourself a little margarita
Yeah.
too. Join us.
Join us.
All right, well, enough about me. Cammy, how about you? How is Cammy doing?
How is Cammy? That's a fascinating question. I think I'm actually doing pretty good despite the circumstances. Something about me this year has been able to just like be a lot kinder to myself.
That's good.
I'm definitely tired. I'm feeling stressed like week to week. I'm just feeling like there's not enough time and there's not enough Cammy for all the things that have to happen. Like, one, I'm very proud that we've kept up with the podcast through the year we're having. This is very important to me.
We're killing it. It
and
is to
so
me too.
It's like,
yeah.
I was worried that when I get such tunnel vision. It's so easy for me when things get busy to just be like, fuck everything else. Nothing else matters. I just exist to deliver these galleries, so I'm proud of that. And yeah, I think in previous years I would have been doing a lot worse actually, but I'm really proud I'm still maintaining our Monday day off,
Good.
which there have been a few times I have had to do some work, or like this last Monday I did like some podcast tasks because I was behind, but that was the choice I made.
I did notice that you messaged me on a Monday, and I was like,
yeah.
Cammy, but I didn't say anything.
I know. Well, Victor was like, just do it now. You'll be stressed if you don't do it now. So I was like, okay, I'll just I'll do these tasks now.
What a kind husband.
I know, yeah. Not a lot of shame about if I have to work a little bit on a Monday. I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm just like tired. I'm a little bit annoyed by how the workload and the travel is like affecting how much I'm going to the gym. I'm not like making it every day like I was. There was this time where, like, especially at the beginning of this year, kind of mid and last year, I was just like existing to work out and eat chicken, basically. And it was just so fun. I had like no distractions. Like I was just like, I love working out and I love that part of our life. And so it was like, it was so cool, like, not having any distractions from that. Like, I would just, the only work I had to do was, like, 3 hours of work every day. I'd respond to some emails, work on a gallery a little bit, and then I'd be done. So I could just, like, pour into that. And I haven't really been able to the last few months like I used to, so that's been hard. But
I get that.
Just reminding myself that this isn't fucking normal.
Yeah.
Like, none of this is normal.
No, exactly.
And, like, protecting my energy and staying healthy is the most important. So as long as I'm still making it a few times a week and I feel good and rested, like, I'm in a place right now where, like, I'm prioritizing rest above all else.
Good.
And I'm doing pretty good. Like, I'm not missing any deadlines. I'm just, like, getting the jobs done quickly. And it is so confusing because I'm like shooting the work of my career this year. Like, I've had like my best weddings I've ever had. I'm more confident than I've ever had. Like, I'm more confident than I've ever been. Margarita. I am more confident than I've ever been. You know, like, I go into weddings like not as anxious as I used to be. Like, I go in knowing I'm gonna crush it, and I do. And I'm so proud of the work I've been producing, but then there's, like, very low motivation to share and post because after I do it, I'm just so tired, which is weird because in the past, I had, like, zero chill about anything, so I would have to, like, look at all the images and post something, like, the second I got home, whereas now I'm like, I know this is sick, but I need to, like, not post for 2 minutes because I don't care. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's weird.
Posting is hard. For me right now,
Why is that taking so much energy?
I think it's the presence of social media that exhausts me. So when I'm like, oh, I need to post something, I just have been a lot more annoyed by the fact that I have to post something, I think, in my mind. So I'm trying to train myself that I don't have to do anything. You
don't have to do a damn thing.
Right, but I post what I want to. And that's
okay.
enough.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. So I've been training myself to do that a little better, and I think I'm doing a good job, but
yeah, like, for me, bare minimum posting has looked like when I got home from a wedding, I am so excited to share previews. So I'll do, like, one beefy preview post of, like, the 10 slides. And it's, like, so fun to pick my 10 favorites. And then, like, I'm kind of done for the rest of the week. Then I'm like, I don't have the mental energy to, like, think of what else will I post today.
Yep.
And then I just kind of let that be enough and I move on.
There you go.
I'm doing pretty good, I think, overall, actually. I'm just, like, I have moments where I just freak out. Like last week when I was supposed to go to the photographer gathering. Gabe knows. I was
that sounds so creepy.
I know. I was so excited. There was like a little photographer get together at Gabe's studio. And I was looking. I'm in the middle of a stretch of traveling 3 weeks in a row, which is really challenging for me.
Yeah, it's a challenging thing for sure.
And I was just like planning my week out like I like to do. And I was like, oh my God. If I stop working at this time to go to this, and then we do this tomorrow, and then I travel on this day, and then I do this, I won't finish this, which means I won't finish this, and then I won't finish this, and then I'll be behind on this, and I just fucking spiraled, so I just stayed home. And that was the right choice for me in that moment. So yeah, I would say like, overall, I'm doing okay, actually, despite the madness.
Right.
I just have days or nights or moments where I just freak out, and then it's over. And then I get up the next day and I start again.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that this year, the things that have been like stressing me out the most is just like not having answers. And then I feel like I get all of these answers that I've been needing really quickly. And they're always good. It's always a good answer. And then I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. Carrying on. And I just move on. So I feel like there's been all of these like looming problems in the back of my brain that are finally like moving forward a little bit, and it's been
That's nice.
refreshing.
Like
which is
studio
why
stuff?
yeah,
Or-
studio stuff, and just
Yeah.
like knowing that like I don't know, with like weddings progressing and stuff, because that was the thing for a while. Is like, are weddings even gonna happen
Are these
this
weddings
year?
going to
Like, is it
happen?
gonna
Yeah.
happen again? What's happening now? It's just like all over the place. And so now I'm just like, even though I'm in the like a span of 2 months where I've been busier than I've literally ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
Entire life.
Yeah.
I am not as stressed as I thought I would be from like an emotional
That's what
standpoint.
I'm saying. Like, I should be doing worse if we
Yes.
take previous years into consideration. Like, how I've been in past years at a same or slightly less level of busyness. I was way fucking worse than I'm doing right now. Like, even though I'm feeling behind some days and freak out or whatever, I'm just like, whatever. You know?
You finally are in your San Diego Cali
Yeah,
girl stance.
yeah.
and
Like,
you're
I
just
think
like,
I'm in my, like, whatever. I'm just going to make a margarita tonight, cut my workday off at a normal time, and start
Good.
again tomorrow.
Good. That's awesome.
But the last 2 months have been crazy. I love looking at my spreadsheet for the year and seeing how far I am down the line from all my weddings. And I shot about half my weddings for the whole year in the last 2.5 months.
There you go. See,
so it's
that's
been
it.
crazy. But once we get past these next 3 weeks, for me, like you too, the rest of the year is just like pretty normal.
Which
Yeah,
is
just
great.
like one a week the rest of the year.
And next year I'm making normal. Like it will be
well,
normal.
then we have some control again.
Yeah, exactly. We finally have some control.
Yeah, this year we don't have control, so we just have to channel into good enough energy, like we talked a lot about in the burnout episode. Like, this is not normal, and we have to protect our energy for our weddings and for our own life.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
I can't spend my whole week stressed out about how much work I have to do, because then I just go into my weekends like not a very good version of myself, and then I don't produce work I'm excited about. So yeah, I think we're doing really good.
We are doing good.
We are doing good.
Emotionally.
Emotionally.
Our
And-
bodies are just like
yeah, I'm tired for sure, but I'm doing way better than I should be.
Yeah, Michelle could tell you guys too. Like, I come home and I'm just like, I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit and think
No,
for
let's
a while.
not go out. Let's do nothing.
It's been so hard though, because like the addition of, you know, all of the work just like going from 0 to 100, and
Yeah.
then also like social plans resuming
Ugh.
has been really hard. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have FOMO of like missing
no FOMO,
stuff.
yeah.
I don't want to have FOMO.
FOMO no mo.
FOMO no mo. I don't want to have that. Like I miss being around people, so
Yeah.
it's been really hard to balance like how crazy our jobs have gotten again with also how crazy social plans have gotten again. I haven't been doing very well like balancing all of that. So that's been really hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the same social capacity that I used to.
Interesting.
I really
feel like you
don't.
will in a few weeks though. I think when you're back to
A more normal pace.
yeah.
Well, I think my problem was I was like really pushing through and like trying to make everything because I'd missed everyone. And then I would freak out like I did last week, where I'm just like, wait, what am I doing? I'm tired and whatever. Yeah.
But again, I think my like biggest thing right now, and I think I've talked about this in the past too. We have time. How much time do we have?
Oh, we have 30 seconds.
Holy cow. All
How
right,
did
well,
we talk
let's
about
leave
that?
this on this last note.
Yeah,
then
say
is, I think that we, as small business owners, as people who work for ourselves, especially people who have businesses where it's like pretty much just you're the only one.
Yeah.
Like my name, I've talked about this in the past. My name's attached to my brand. It's literally Gabriel Conover Photography. So
Yep.
like when someone has, if never has happened, if someone has a bad experience with me,
It's very personal.
it's very personal.
It feels so personal.
So I'm just like, you know what? The biggest thing right now is like, I know the type of people that I attract to my business, and it's people who, you know, who like me as a person.
Yeah.
And if you like me as a person, then you must be, I mean, a fairly good person too, because honestly, like, because I'm so nice. No. No, because I'm just saying that like I'm very communicative.
Yeah.
I am very on, you know, my stuff. I'm really on it with everything. And like I said, business integrity, it's very important to me. And so, you know, over this last year and a half, we as small business owners have been hit really hard, and
Yeah.
people get it. They
Yeah.
really do.
More so than I thought, actually.
Yeah. So I just think
Yeah.
that we all need to remember that, like, we're gonna be okay if we're a little behind. What is more important is making sure that we are not making ourselves more emotionally and mentally exhausted than we have to, which is why I've just been making a point to contact all of my clients who, like, I'm gonna be a little late with, because I'm just like, hey, like, this is what's
People
going
just like
on.
to be told.
Yeah, they just want to be
They
told.
just
They
wanna
want to
be
know what
kept
to
in the loop.
expect.
Yeah.
You know, and I give a hefty sneak peek, so people literally don't care anyway, because
Yeah.
I've already given them way too much.
Yeah, same.
Way too many photos.
Yep.
But just keep that in mind when you are dealing with burnout, especially right now. People get it. People
Yeah.
understand.
And you have to protect
especially
your energy.
now.
So
you
do-
have to.
Do what you have to do to protect your energy so that you can show up in the best way for your couples in
Right.
these weddings.
Exactly.
And then
That
the
is
work
the
will get
exact
done when it
thing.
gets done, and people are being understanding when it's late.
Right. No, that is exactly the point. Is that if you are not healthy in, like, from a mental standpoint or emotional standpoint, you will not be able to deliver what these people are expecting
And
either.
at the end of the day, that is more worth it.
It is so worth it.
than
And they
being
will be
ahead.
so okay with that.
Yeah.
They really will.
And physically, if you're a wedding vendor listening to this, you straight up cannot go to a wedding if you get sick or test positive for COVID or something.
Yeah.
Like, we just can't do that shit right now. So, like, keep yourself healthy. Prioritize
Yes.
rtake your
Yes.
vitamins.
Take
Get
your
gummies if you
vitamins.
need. Little gummy vitamins. Those are good. We take gummy immunities over here.
Yeah. Good for you.
Um,
Gummies. Swallow mine. Ugh.
Ew,
Terrible.
those make me have really bad stomach aches. Don't do. Oh, the kind of vitamins you have to swallow make me feel like I'm gonna puke.
Well, you're supposed to eat something first.
Yeah, so gross. Okay,
Anyways, thanks for coming to our little, like, you know, checkup chat.
There
I
was
hope that
no
you guys are
lesson
good.
here.
We ended with something. It's more of like a, hey, you're not alone, guys.
This is just where
you know?
we're at right now, and we'll be back with some more real topics and
Yes, we will.
some new interviews.
Yes.
So,
So
talk to
take
you
a break.
soon.
Okay.
Take a break. Take care of yourself. Pour a margarita. Goodbye.
Bye.